Let's talk about the relationship between salary and economic value for a company. In many corporations, we nowadays see that companies are struggling with rising salaries. And I personally don't have any issue with whatever salary someone actually wants to get, as long as it's actually in relation to the economic value you are creating for the company. Many people say that this is something which you can only measure on specific roles like sales, etc. I would argue that differently. I would even argue it's like even for a position for someone who does the room cleaning and stuff like that, this is easily measurable. Because if for a company, if you are not actually cleaning your offices, cleaning the restrooms and everything else, guess what? Your employees are going to be unhappy and unproductive because they don't want to be there anymore. Customers don't necessarily want to use not so clean restroom and everything else as well. So you can measure it in the end for different positions. And I have been on a management workshop lately where that was one of the discussions. And it's actually pretty good if you start writing down for different departments or different people, it's like how much are they contributing to the overall economic value for the company. And this then on the other side gives you a clear value of how much and how big is the amount or how good is this in relationship from a salary perspective. This also allows you to actually have a completely different discussion on how you structure bonuses and everything else, because in the end all of these individual economic values contribute to the revenue of the company, and then on top of that the company needs to have a margin, because you are not actually in a communist system, because in the end it's actually a company is there to make money, so there needs to be a margin on top of the economic value, and this is something else you need to define. I can always only encourage people, especially building startups, to start something like this very early on, because just paying out salaries because it's the industry average or anything else is going to bring you into a lot of a hassle, because this is going to actually bring you into a situation where you are paying something which you might not get in. We had a perfect example for that last year, where we had people who were perfectly well equipped from a skill set perspective, but their salary was so far off from the market value, because in the end, if I have a daily rate which I can charge customers, and that is already above the industry average in certain areas, then how can I justify if I take the daily rate, multiply it by, let's say, 200 or 150 billable days, and then the salary is still double? Doesn't work out. And the argument that in other corporations then junior resources actually get paid out less in comparison to the daily rate, and that amount should actually go to the more senior people. I'm very careful with these different approaches, because I think this is actually putting the complete value system inside the company upside down, and I do not encourage that at all. What's your opinion on that? Write that down in the comments, and if you're not doing so already, follow us on social media, and we will cover this topic in one of the next podcasts as well. So if you want to join, stay tuned for the announcement for the live sessions, and I would be more than happy to have you on the show with some questions so that we can cover that. See you soon.